this much of a kind of a standard rule about the work of the Spirit and the prompting of the Spirit. I've learned this in my own life, and I think I've lived long enough to see it in others. If you follow a prompting when you get it, you'll have more of them. And if you don't follow a prompting when you get it, you'll have less of them. And the two extremes are that eventually you'll be having them all the time, or eventually you won't have any at all. And so without knowing how you're going to feel in any given day, or how I'm going to feel, or how busy we are, or how many options there are for our service, I just know that if we will try to respond to that prompting, it is a message to God that we're listening and that we care. I believe God watches and asks himself, figuratively speaking, who's interested? Who down there is interested? And I'll go talk to the ones that are interested. So without knowing in any given day how many times this would happen to you, or what you're supposed to do in X, Y, or Z situation, at least that's a general principle for me. Listen and respond.
I know this is a question that all of us ask, and we all want to be able to respond to the Spirit. And because I love the New Testament because it's always talking about bearing fruit. And Paul says we cannot bear fruit without a lot of adversity. And I really want to assure everybody here that no matter how you feel about yourself, God is always working in you. Whether you feel hot with the Spirit or emotionally or cold, he's working in you. He made you spiritually before he formed you naturally upon the earth, and because he breathed life into you, you have his Spirit within you all of the time. And I think that means every man on the face of this earth and every woman on the face of the earth. And I think sometimes when we don't know we're doing good, we are doing things that are far more important than we realize, just because God is working in us. And I don't think that's always revealed to us, that we have done well, or that we have touched someone's life, that we have served in the way that we want to serve. But believe in yourself that no matter how you feel about yourself, whether you feel you're mediumly perfect or lukewarm perfect, God is working in you all of the time.
Thank you. One of Sister Holland's favorite passages, it ought to be one of all of our favorite passages, is the 8th chapter of Romans. And if God be for us, who can be against us? And all things, it wasn't some things, it wasn't an occasional thing, it wasn't a here again thing and there again thing, it is all things work together for good for those who love the Lord. So in your worst despair, in your toughest moments, in your darkest hours, in your most confused circumstance of decision, God is for you. And God is in your corner, and what on earth could be against us then?